Good evening, folks, from Maple Grove, Minnesota, for the game tonight between Mpls Bantam B1 Black and Osseo Maple Grove Black. This is a district game for the Storm. The second, or actually third time the Storm are playing this Osseo Maple Grove Black team. They played once in district play earlier this year, and actually their first district game of the year, I believe. And then they play them once again in the Minneapolis Cup tournament. And this is the third game now. Storm went down to this OMG team on both previous games, lost 7-0 in the first game, and I believe the second game was either 5-1 or 6-1. This OMG team comes in ranked, I believe they are either 4th or 5th in the state rankings. Storm come in ranked 18th in the state. So Storm trying to hopefully earn a split with this team. And they get a good win going into the district tournament. Storm's going to start off with O'Day, Hutchins, and Reardon on the front line. Face-off is won by the Storm, sent into the Osseo Maple Grove zone. Osseo Maple Grove breaks it out. They send one toward the net, and that is covered by George Tiwan Ortiz. So George getting the start tonight. Normally this would be, I believe, Ben Just's game, although I believe he is, I see him on the bench, so he is here tonight. Yeah, there's a shot and a redirect toward the net, but that's deflected. George now comes to Will Marsh. Will sends it out, but it's kept in by Osseo Maple Grove. They come in, they send one off of the post. Will Marsh making an attempt for a breakaway there. We are in the brand new rink here at this Osseo Maple Grove community. Colin moves, sends it out of the zone, and Osseo Maple Grove will have to return. Oh, here's one stolen away by, almost stolen away by, and that's going to be an offsides as Ben Scory was still in the zone, so face-off right outside the Storm offensive zone here. 13-15 left here in this opening period. This one goes to the other side. Now it's brought in by Colin Moose. Kept in by Griffin. Now here's Colin Moose with it. Stormer in a line change though, so the Griffin or Colin didn't have much help. Now Griffin with the loose puck tries to get it out of there. That's intercepted by Osseo Maple Grove, and there's a goal right away as Osseo Maple Grove gets in deep and scores. That'll make it 1-0 Osseo Maple Grove. As the Storm give it up in their offensive zone and give up an early goal here. So the way, here's Colin and Otto with it. Colin with it centers it out, but that's intercepted by Osseo Maple Grove. Jackson sends this one down. Will Marsh goes to pick up the loose puck. That is poked away by Osseo Maple Grove. Back they come. There's a backhand shot at George, and George scoops that one up with a glove. Here's Jackson Gastone on the faceoff in the Osseo Maple Grove offensive zone. Out to the point, shot wide of the net. Cam brings this one out. Here's Colin, moves with it in the corner. He's trying to break it out. Comes to Cam, but Cam loses it. Still kept in the zone by OMG. Back finally gets this out of the zone. That's going to roll all the way down. That's going to be an icing call on the Storm. The Storm having trouble getting control of it in the defensive zone and getting out. And back we come for our OMG offensive zone face-off. This one now comes out of the zone and down. This one. Now Griffin with a shot. That was wide of the net. Or sorry, that was James Meyer. Comes OMG. Nice defense there by Griffin to prevent a shot. Shot high and wide of the net, kept in by OMG. Osseo Maple Grove. It was out to the point, kicked away by Will Marsh and sent down as George chases. That one kept in nicely by Will Marsh. Back comes OMG. They got a 2-on-1 here. That one's swatted away by George. That one's stolen by George, lifted out of there. Sent toward the net by Tyson, but picked up by OMG. Out they come. Tyson sends that one back out. Collins going to get called for the trip, so we're going to have a power play for OMG now, as the Storm will be down a man. Collins just reaching for the puck unintentionally, obviously, but ended up tripping up the OMG player, and he will be in the box for 2 minutes. OMG poked away by Cam nicely. There's a shot from the point. That one was tipped up over the net. As Beck tries to tie it up, and Cam gets it out of the zone. There's a shot right at George. George covers that nicely. 1:11 left on the penalty to Collin. Now here's Tyson on the face-off. Puck is loose in the circle, and Tyson can't control it. Now it's chipped out of there. There's going to be a touch on. Oh, there was a touch on that one. That should not have been an icing call, but come back down to the OMG offensive zone for a face-off with 1:03 left on the penalty. Shot saved by George. Another shot saved. Now Otto sends that down. That'll be an icing. So 34 seconds left on the penalty. Storm trying to kill off this last 30 seconds here. There's a shot blocked by Beck. Now sent back out by Will Marsh. And there's a misplay of puck. That one sits on the blue line, though. It doesn't quite get out. And now the penalty is over. No, sorry. Now 5 seconds left. Now it's over. Pad saved by George as Jackson Gastone comes back in. So both teams now back at full strength. Sent across ice over for George. out of the zone. He's trying to wrestle it away, but controlled by OMG. Now it's sent down, but touched by the storm, so no icing call. Outlet to Otto and then to Jackson. Now loose puck picked up by as James comes in, tries to pick up the puck, but he just deflected by OMG. Damn, we got offsides on OMG as they got into the zone a little early and have a face-off right in front of the Storm bench here with 3:32 left here in this opening period. 1-0 OMG. Colin on the face-off, he kicks it to himself. Now it comes to the boards. Otto's going to just chip it down in. Nice save by George. 2 saves by George as Storm let Osseo Maple Grove get beyond the defense, and they had a open shot at the net, but George did a good job to get in front of both of those shots. Now here's Tyson Jung on the face-off. Shot at George. It's saved by the pad. Another shot up over the net. This one's going to go all the way out, and Tyson chases it down behind the net. Defense by Griffin to prevent a shot there. This OMG team does such a great job breaking it out and getting it into the offensive zone very quickly. That's going to be sent down. That's going to be an icing call. No, they're waving off the icing, so and I apologize, I missed the penalty on the Storm. Stormer once again on the penalty kill as I believe that is Otto in the box. So 21 seconds left now on the penalty as the Storm so far have managed to kill off these 2 penalties, at least so far. Now it's just tied up along the boards, and the Storm are perfectly happy to let it sit there. Now the penalty over to Otto. Otto now comes back on the ice. This one gets sent down, but that's going to be an ice on the Storm. So we'll come back down into the Osseo Maple Grove offensive zone for a face-off with 1:06 left in this opening period. Aside from the early goal from Osseo Maple Grove, they've really been playing pretty good defense and keeping this at a 1-goal game, but have not been able to get anything going offensively. Now this one chipped into the offensive zone by Griffin. OMG comes right back, and they've got an opportunity right there. They send that into the corner. George tries to wrestle it out from his feet. Now here is Jackson with it. Jackson just chips it in, but that comes right to OMG. And that'll be the end of the first period. So score, Osseo Maple Grove 1 and Minneapolis nothing on an early first period goal by Osseo Maple Grove. Storm so far really not able to get anything going offensively. So they're going to have to change that if they're going to make a game out of this one. Playing well defensively, but tough to maintain that for 3 full periods, and also tough to win a game when you don't score. All right, Storm going right to left now as we start the second period. O'Day in on the face-off. Hutchins and Reardon on the front line. Here's Colin with it. Is he going to chip it into the zone? Dumps it back down in. Picks up the loose puck, tries to center it out to Archie. Archie got a stick on it, but that one comes out of the zone, knocked back in, but no offsides called. And this one comes out into the front of the net, and Colin makes a run at it, but goalie covers it. Just underway here in the second period. A 1-0 lead for Osseo Maple Grove. Here is Will Marsh on the face-off. This one gets sent all the way out and down as Beck comes back to pick it up, and he gives it right up. And Osseo Maple Grove now. Now this one comes out of the zone. They will have to regroup. This one is sent out of the zone. Now back with it. Misplayed, centered right out in front, but luckily tipped away. Now Beck brings this into the zone. Here's George with it. George tries to get it back to back, but knocked away. This one's sent in, steered away by the OMG goalie. This one's sent down where James has to pick it up. Comes to Colin Moose. Colin over to Tyson. Tyson then gets it into the zone. Colin Moose goes down as he tries to collect the puck. Now tied up in the corner.
Get the puck, let's go!
Back comes OMG and they score as they get a backhand to George and it squirts between his legs. So that'll now make it 2-0. There's a shot, nice save by George as he knocks that one up into the air. Archie wrestles that away, but comes right to OMG. Now Colin brings it into the zone, and Archie is offside. So out of face-off, right outside the offensive zone here for the Storm as Will Marsh does the honors on this one. 11-19 left in the second period. This one kicked back to James. James tries to outlet but misses George.
Pick it up, let's go! Pick it up, let's go!
And there's another goal by OMG as Storm are gonna indeed. That one kept in by Colin Moose, but back to OMG it comes out. It floats in front of the net. Now back comes OMG and Griffin goes down. There's a backhand shot that goes up over the net. That one gets kicked away. Sends that around to Colin Moose, but kept in the zone by OMG, steered away by George. As he sends it into the corner, loose puck to Beck. This one wrestled away by Colin, but it's knocked off of his stick. Now Otto with it. Otto comes in, dumps it in. Archie centers it, but it's right to OMG. sent in by Otto. Jackson chases. Intercepted by Will Marsh. Will fires one, and that's in the net. As that one gets, I think Jackson redirected that, I believe. It was a shot by Will, but I think Jackson got a piece of that one and was able to direct it back in the net. So that'll now make it 3-1 here. See if this can maybe spark some offense in the Storm. This one gets sent back to Griffin. Poked out of the zone. This one comes all the way down. Loose in neutral. Oh, almost picked up by Ben Score. But now here's George as he gets the loose puck. George still trying to control it, but now he has it again. Now Will Marsh with it. Sends it out to the point. Here's James. James fires one. That is saved by OMG. That one comes out of the zone. Picked up by Will Marsh. Will shovels it out of there, but OMG with a loose puck. In the back they come. Cam comes out of the zone, but knocked into the Storm offensive zone, but Tyson was in there, so it'll be an offsides on the Storm. Will face off in the dot right in front of us. 6:14 left here in this second period. 3-1 Osseo Maple Grove. This one's sent toward the net, and that is covered by George. As I mentioned, this is a brand new rink here at this Osseo Maple Grove Center, and recently finished, but apparently the heating is not finished yet because it is extremely cold in here. It is 11 degrees out, or sorry, 11 degrees below zero out right now, so I'm sure that factors into it, but this is quite chilly in here. Which makes for good skating ice, but not very good for the spectators. And Cam pokes that one away nicely and sends that back in. Loose puck picked up by Colin. Colin sends it across to Cam. Cam fires one, and that is kicked away by the goalie. Now here's James. Oh, James misfires. And now here Osseo Maple Grove has got a breakaway. Yeah, nice save by George. Loose puck comes to Cam briefly, then to Otto. Now Cam trying to get it out of there, but Osseo Maple Grove so quick with the sticks, and they get sticks on every single pass. Or attempted pass. knocked back down in, and I think they called an offsides on the Storm. That may have been one of the Storm players coming onto the ice for the offsides. I'm not quite sure. So looks like Mike Delaney is the official here, dropping the puck. Knocked down by Griffin. Griffin over to George, now back to Griffin. Griffin trying to get it across, but that is poked away. Oh, nice shot by Ben Scory from the slot, as that one came right out to him, but kicked away. That one kept in by by Griffin nicely. Oh, and this one is, nice defense by the Storm, as back tied up his man, but he's still got a backhand shot away. And now we're going to have a penalty on the Storm as Will Marsh gets called for the trip. Mike Delaney drops the puck. It's won by OMG. Now this one intercepted by Cam. Oh, there's a shot block now kicked away by James Meyer as he's fighting to hold a space in front of the net. Now knocked out of there. This one comes all the way down. That will be an icing on Osseo Maple Grove. So we'll have an offensive zone faceoff for the Storm here with 1:17 left on the penalty to the Storm. Here's Colin on the faceoff. He sends it to the boards. Now it's intercepted by Otto, and he sends it back down, but comes right back to Osseo Maple Grove. Now Colin breaks it out to Otto. Otto dumps it in. 47 seconds left on this penalty. Back comes OMG. There's a shot at George. Nice pad save by him. Colin then gets it out of the zone. 27 seconds left on this penalty. Storm so far doing a good job of killing this penalty. Out to the point. The shot, that one squirts through and comes to the back wall. Now, penalty is now over. That's going to be an icing call on the Storm. Penalty now over, though, so Storm back now at full strength, but they will have a defensive zone faceoff now with 1:07 left in the second period. So not relevant to this game, but the official Mike Delaney, who just dropped the puck, as a long-time organizer of bicycle races here in the state of Minnesota, and have raced in a number of his races here in Minnesota, and known him for quite some time, and he officiates hockey in the off season and seems to be at all of the games that we play here at Osseo Maple Grove, so nice to see him on the ice tonight. Now here's Colin O'Day, and the face-off comes to Archie. Archie sends it through the crease. Otto now with it. Back with a loose puck. The back gets pinched off at the boards, sent around, but comes to Griffin. Griffin tries to keep it in, but it squirts out of the zone. Colin wrestles it away, but right back to OMG. And that'll be the end of the second period. So we will get ready for the third with the score: Osseo Maple Grove 3 and Minneapolis 1. The Storm are on the power play. Storm are on the power play now. They will have another 1 minute 28 seconds to start this third period with a man advantage. They would love to pick up a goal here on the power play and make this a one-goal game. They had a much better job in that second period of getting some offensive zone time. The first period was pretty much controlled by Osseo Maple Grove. A much better job in that second period. And hopefully the Storm can keep it up.
Did you ever find an adapter? I can order one.
Oh, shit. No.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll probably just order one.
Okay. I'll look again. But and we're underway here in the third period now. Storm still on the power play, and there's a puck intercepted by Osseo Maple Grove, and they get right in for a shot, but off the mark. .50 seconds left now on the penalty. Cross ice over to George. George brings it across the line, trying to get it across to Will Marsh, but intercepted by Osseo Maple Grove. And now back they come. There's one sent toward the net. Easy save by George. Storm didn't do much with that power play as they're unable to get anything going. Power play is now over, and both teams are back at full strength, but Storm have it in their offensive zone. This one wrestled away by Tyson. Now there's Cam with it. Cam's going to fire one. That is knocked down by Osseo Maple Grove. Puck poked away. OMG still controls it. They send a backhand toward the net, but deflected. Now shot at George. George saved it but couldn't cover it. Another save by George. Kicked away by Tyson. Tyson sends that down.
Clean it up. Let's go.
Archie trying to wrestle that away. Kept in by Griffin.
Go!
Nice defense there. Archie wrestles that away. Comes right back down into the zone. Now it's kicked out of there by Griffin.
Go!
Loose puck picked up by Otto. Otto coming in for a shot, and he can't get one away. George now brings it into the zone, tries to skate around two. Look at his center. And he does, but it's picked up by OMG, and they get behind the defense as the Storm get caught napping on D, and fortunately that one is lifted up over the net. And Wilmar sends this down. That'll be an icing call. So 10:58 left in this third period. Ben Scoria with it. He can't get it out. There's a shot saved and an easy goal. As that one bounces right back out, and OMG puts it in the back of the net, so that will now make it 4-1. Here's Colin on the face-off. This one's won by OMG. Loose puck picked up by Griffin. Griffin sends it back, but right to OMG. Saved by George, knocked down. Loose puck picked up by Griffin. Archie slots that ahead, but that one taken away by Beck. Beck now skates it up. Beck gets it in deep, tries to center it out, but kicked away by OMG and right back they come. to Beck again. Beck brings it across. And he tries to backhand one, but easy save by Osseo Maple Grove. This one intercepted by Will Marsh. Oh, and that one goes off the post. Went off the leg of the OMG goalie and it hit the post. As Will Marsh almost had his second goal there. Yeah.
Too many men for sure.
And that one goes up out of play.
Time to hustle. Let's go.
So 8:04 now left in this game. 4-1 Osseo Maple Grove as Tyson Jung on the face-off. This one a loose puck in the circle, controlled by Osseo Maple Grove now. And there's one swatted away by George. This one comes into the zone. Oh, and
Let's go.
Colin Moose had an opportunity there, but not able to catch up to that one. Comes into the zone, sent around by OMG. And now they outlet. This one deflected up into the netting, so stoppage of play and a defensive zone face-off for the Storm now. There's Colin on the face-off. This one comes out of the zone, and OMG will have to regroup. On Osseo Maple Grove, so we'll come back down for an offensive zone face-off for the Storm. Will Marsh on the face-off, won by OMG, sent around back, Cam Adair keeps it in. Here's Will Marsh in the corner, now to Jackson. Jackson gets pinched off, but comes to Cam. Cam sends one toward the net, and that is covered by Osseo Maple Grove. This one comes all the way down where Cam picks it up. Now comes to George. And now we're going to have a hooking on Osseo Maple Grove. So George earns the penalty there, and Storm will now be on the power play with 5:49 left. See if they can pick up a power play goal here and get this back to a 2-goal game. face-off, he sends this back, shovels it down. And right back comes Osseo Maple Grove. A shot at George, pops up in the air. Colin picks up the loose puck right back to OMG, and right back into the net they go as the Storm keep giving it up in their offensive zone, and they give up a shorthanded goal. So that'll make it 5-1 now with 5:22 left. This one comes to Tyson. Tyson sends it in. Loose puck in front of the net for a second, but Ben Scory trying to wrestle away. Back comes Osseo Maple Grove. There'll be offsides on Osseo Maple Grove now. They'll face off in the Storm offensive zone now with 1:07 left on the power play. The loose puck comes out to Cam. Cam fires one right off of OMG. George with a loose puck, the outlet's up to Jackson. Jackson dumps it in. That one is lifted up and out of play. Penalty now over to Osseo Maple Grove, so both teams back at full strength. Beck sends this one down. Will Marsh wrestles it away, still has it. Oh, and he sends it over to Archie. Beautiful shot by Archie, but nice save by the OMG goalie. And OMG skates right past the Storm, and they get in deep for a shot, but a beautiful save by George. This one sent into the zone by James, but OMG comes right back. Now they are going to be offsides, so. And once again, I missed the penalty. I see the Storm. Archie is in the box, so he's been called for a penalty that I I missed, so we got a power play now for OMG. Shot that goes behind the net. 2:17 left in this one. Now this one's wrestled away by Cam, and he does a nice job to dump that into the zone as Otto comes in to try to pick it up. Goalie goes down. Not sure what happened on that, but the goalie went to make a play on the puck and he went down. I don't know whether he caught a skate and twisted a ankle or something, but he is not getting up quickly here. Don't see that Osseo Maple Grove has another goalie on the bench, so it'll be interesting if he's unable to return here. Storm carry 2 goalies, but it looks like this Osseo Maple Grove team only carries 1, or at least only 1 dress tonight. So 41 seconds left on the penalty to Archie. 2 minutes left in the game. And it looks like he's at least going to be able to get up. So, again, not sure exactly what happened there, whether maybe he just went down and hit his head on the ice perhaps. I don't know. He does not appear to be a leg issue or anything. I think he's just a little shaken up, maybe went backwards on the ice, and it appears to be okay to finish this game. So offensive zone faceoff for the Storm here as Will Marsh takes the faceoff. He sends it into the corner. Now this one is sent into neutral, poked away briefly. That one careens into the crease and covered by George. Shot, pad save, or by blocker save by George. A shot from the point that's knocked down by Will Marsh. Penalty now over to Osseo Maple Grove. This one is lifted out of there. Nice job, because this one will not quite make it. So no icing call. Intercepted by Colin. Oh, and Colin misses an opportunity to put that in the net as he Puts it right in the goalie's midsection, and shot by Cam. That is gloved by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. 55.2 left in this one. Comes out to Cam. Cam with another shot. A loose puck controlled by Osseo Maple Grove. That one comes out, and Osseo Maple Grove regroups. Back into the zone they come with 20 seconds left, as that one slides right to George and he covers it. So 15.8 left in this one. Storm just trying to keep this at a 5-1 margin. Improvement over the last couple games at least, but Storm really not able to get much going at all offensively here, as this Osseo Maple Grove team is very strong. Now we're going to have an offside, and that will be the end of it. So final score here, Osseo Maple Grove 5 and Minneapolis 1. Storm will be back in action on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday they will have games. And then we'll wrap up the season the following week and go into district play. Thanks for tuning in.